Hi, my name is Lexi, and I volunteered for Leah Pekarsky Smith's Dog On In facility.
I'm going to react to what was my prior doggy daycare a few times.
Hi, I'm Leah. I'm the owner of the Dog On In Doggy Daycare in Manlius.
That was closed due to unsanitary conditions, and actually a dog died recently in their care.
14 dogs were removed from a Manlius doggy daycare yesterday as part of an investigation by Manlius Police and the Onondaga County District Attorney's Office.
I never boarded them before.
My wife sent me a video from a former volunteer, so we're going to watch that for the first time together. I'm going to react to it. I've already read the news article, which we'll go over really quick after, and then I'm going to go over things to look for in a doggy daycare. Things like red flags you want to check for, things of that nature.
Starting from 2019 up until about 2024. The Dog On In is labeled as a rescue as well as a doggy daycare and board facility.
And interesting enough, the Dog On In is where I first saw, for the very first time ever, a Cane Corso and fell in love with the breed. We were dropping off my English Bulldog Winston for a couple days to get boarded there while we had our wedding.
When I first started volunteering there, I wasn't allowed in the back. She would only bring the dogs out to me, and I very quickly learned the reason why was because of what the back areas had looked like. They were covered in feces where the dogs were kept inside, as well as the crates in the outer backyard area where they were allowed about an hour of outside time.
Police seized 4 dogs and took 10 other dogs back to their owners. According to Manlius Police, we do know that the building was deemed unfit by the village of Manlius for animal and human occupancy.
We brought Bruce Wayne here a couple times, and I really found it odd that they bathed him. They're like, yeah, he got really dirty, so we bathed him. Well, maybe because the facility was full of shit.
She labels the doggy daycare as a cage-free sleepover, but this is extremely untrue and false. The dogs are constantly kept in the crates and they get a little bit of outside time.
What sets us apart from other facilities for the overnight is here we're cageless. You're essentially renting 1,000 square feet for your dog.
And we too were told that it is a cage-free boarding facility.
Right before the clients pick up the dogs, she'll put them in the run, which is just this open space with a gate. So it seems like through the windows you look and your dog is in the uncrated area, but this is extremely false. I would spend hours on end scrubbing and mopping in the inside, but the outside was a totally different story. In the outside back area, they have playpens and play areas. They're essentially just old, like little kids like climbing plastic things. I don't know how else to explain it. Covered in feces. I mean, it is cemented to the ground. It is cemented to the playthings. There are chains. There are pictures of rusted chains. I have never seen a dog chained in the back. There usually are free roam. It does not make the situation any better. The water buckets are usually bare to nothing. They're usually dry. If there is water, it's been left in there for I don't even want to tell you how long.
If you know something bad is happening where you work that is not good for the people that are being served, like, aren't you just as much as the problem? Like, I'm confused why she's just now speaking out on this 5+ years later. Maybe she'll let us know here coming up.
And whenever I would take a dog out, I would take them for as long as I could so I could get used to their personality, learn any flaws, positives, anything like that I could about the dog to relay back to her for the adoption paperwork, just to let people know, hey, this dog does not do well with cats. Hey, this dog does not like men, etc. She would lie. She pretty much would just copy and paste the same thing, switch up a few words. But essentially, the potential adopting families were really given a dog with no information on.
Again, she should have been speaking up about this. I appreciate her trying to understand the dogs. I've actually spoken about this in my Adopt or Shop video on if you should adopt a dog or get a dog from a breeder. And one of the negatives with adopting a dog is a lot of shelters don't really know the dog. So either A, they're not gonna have a lot of information, they'll be straightforward to you about it, or they're gonna lie about it. They also just may not know triggers in dogs. So I really appreciate that she's taking the time to try to understand the dogs, to better inform the people adopting, even though it doesn't sound like they ever got that information.
Dogs were constantly given out that were sick, that had underlying health problems, etc. She does have a contract with a spay and neuter clinic. I'm not sure which one, but the dogs usually will come to you spayed or neutered, and that's about it. I don't believe that she really ever got a full vet workup for any dog. Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong, but that's just my thoughts. Leah was arrested back in February on multiple counts of animal cruelty and negligence, and unfortunately still remained open.
What? So animal cruelty and negligence, and they let her stay open. Like, this is where the justice system keeps failing over and over and over. We see it all the time. We saw it with the case in Louisiana, I believe, where the woman is like literally beating the crap out of the Cane Corso, and they close her facility. Apparently she knows a bunch of cops around the area and detectives, and she just reopened under another name.
Unfortunately, a few weekends ago, a beautiful dog by the name of Kylo was left for a board for a weekend in the hands of Leah at the Doggone Inn Doggy Daycare.
Jeremy Allen saying his dog Kylo was in perfect health before he brought him here.
I actually had taken him to the vet 3.5, 4 weeks prior. We actually did a full blood panel.
And that panel for Jeremy's German Shepherd named Kylo came back perfect. No signs of health problems.
Kylo's owner was told that Kylo was having a great time and he was doing great. When he returned to pick up his dog, he was left with his. No explanation was given besides natural causes. He must have been sick. He must have ate mulch. However, an autopsy has been done at Cornell. They haven't found out the actual cause of death yet. However, it is not natural causes. Kylo was a happy and healthy dog who was so loved and cared for. I don't know what happened. None of us will know until the truth comes out. However, it is not natural causes. Something was done to Kylo.
Allen says Kylo wasn't fed dinner.
Her presence there was once per day from 10 in the morning to, before 11 o'clock. That means he didn't get any dinner.
He also says when he showed up to Doggone Inn, it seemed as if Kylo had been dead a lot longer than the owner, Leah Pekarsky, originally told him.
The tip of his tongue was protruding from his mouth a little bit, and it was hard and black.
I could face a lot of repercussions by posting this video and getting my word out there. Obviously, over my years of volunteering there, I do have pictures, I do have videos, I do have text messages, etc. But I can't stay silent when it's about animals.
You can't stay silent when it's about animals, yet she stayed silent for 5 years. She has pictures, she has videos. If this was a child daycare and children being abused, would she not say anything? Would she not go to the authorities? Would she not tell the parents? I don't understand now why after 5 years someone who knew everything is now coming forward, other than maybe people know she works there, so she's trying to save face. I don't think she has anything to do with the negativity around this place, but if you know there's an issue, a big issue, and you're not bringing it forward to the light, like, you're just as much as part of the problem. And Kylo still may be alive if she would have brought this information forward a long time ago.
I felt like he was a part of me.
Is associated with this business for years. People still associate me with this business because I had volunteered there for so long. I don't want my name to go down in the dirt for being part of the negligence. This is neglect. If I don't speak up about what I've seen and what I saw during my time volunteering there, I'm no better than her.
5 years unfit for a place for animals. States she has video, photos, text messages, and now she speaks. So wouldn't that make her still no better than Leah, the owner? Like, it's too late to speak up now, I feel like.
Justice for Kylo. We need answers. His owners need answers. This is disgusting. She should not be running this business. It is a business. She sells these dogs for anywhere from $600 to $1,000 and calls it a donation fee. It's not a donation. You are selling these dogs. There is a lot more that I probably could say, but I think it's best that we wait for things to come out and the truth to come out.
I hope she brings her photos, text messages, videos to the police if they haven't already seen them. You can't just sit back and keep waiting for the truth to come out. You know the truth.
Manlius police say no arrests have been made at this time. If you have any information that could help, reach out to Manlius police. That number is 315-682-2212.
Hopefully police are interviewing her or she's coming forward to the police with this information, because we really don't want this place opening up again or just being rebranded and relocated.
Evidence will show, and it's really just getting the word out there on what is going on right in my backyard. If you are anyone in the Syracuse area, repost, share, look up the whole Justice for Kylo hashtag, and you will read about the story. I obviously don't know the whole story. This is just based on what I've read and what I know. It's disgusting. I am heartbroken for this dog and this family, and we need to just get this word out there and get her shut down.
Your dog's being well taken care of here.
Super sad story. Before we get into steps to take on what to do when you're looking at a doggy daycare, let's look at the news article. Manlius shuts down the Dog on Inn plagued by filth, neglect, and a death, police say. A Manlius animal care facility left dogs alone for more than 23 hours a day in filthy conditions, police allege. Police using surveillance video from nearby building found that the owner was in the building for 46 minutes a day on average. That's insane. The investigation started after a 90-year-old German Shepherd named Kylo died at the property in October, according to the police report. Kylo, a 9-year-old German Shepherd, was found dead inside the Dog on Inn. Jeremy Allen told police that when he picked up his dead dog, the body showed signs that it had been decomposing for multiple days. The dog was swollen, smelled awful, and was discolored in places. Like, what happened? This really shows how much care we have to put into who we leave our pets with. The video also showed Pekarsky was not in the building at the same time she had told Jeremy Allen she had last seen his dog alive. Necropsy has not yet revealed anything suspicious with the death, according to police reports. Alexa Jenny, who was an unpaid volunteer at the facility between 2019 and 2024, said Tuesday that the dogs were often left unattended for more than 20 hours on some days in filthy conditions. She said Pekarsky often refused to clean the building or wash the dogs. Awful story, but let's get into steps to make sure your current or potential doggy daycare is a safe, clean place for your dog. So I have a checklist I wrote down here. 1, check reviews, but reviews can be fake. So just take the reviews with a grain of salt, but it's a good place just to quickly scan them over. Next, see if you have any friends that had experience there. Check local Facebook threads, because if there's an issue, a lot of people will complain on Facebook and Facebook groups and forums. So you can check Facebook groups, Facebook forums, friends, things like that. Do an unannounced visit when they're open during regular hours. Ask to see the facility. Like, go behind the curtain. You want to see what's out back. You want to see the entire facility. And if they tell you no and give you some lame reason, like because of insurance policies or something like that, I would personally take that as a red flag and not bring my dog there. If they do let you in, you're going to want to look at cleanliness, how it smells. Are the bowls clean with fresh water? Is there feces anywhere? If they do have crates, are they clean? Do they not smell horrific? Is there feces in the crates or not? Things like that. So just try to take note of everything in the facility. Ask if they have cameras where you can actually watch your dog 24/7. Like, you can just tap into the feed, make sure your dog's okay and everything's good. That'd be a huge plus as well. Take note of the dogs that they have there and observe them. Are they happy-go-lucky? Are they all getting along good? Or is there something like off? Like, is there a lot of tension with the dogs? Do the dogs seem scared or anything like that? Pay attention to staffing levels. You're probably gonna want to about 1 staffer per 10 dogs. So if they have like 25 dogs with 1 staff member, that's far too many dogs for 1 person to handle. And ask how they run the daycare in general. Do they split dogs by size, by energy level, by play, by age, things like that? Because a lot of good daycares will split up dogs by energy, play levels, things like that. And ask how they handle things if dogs don't get along or if the dogs get in a fight. If it's an outdoor facility, make sure they have a fence that's at least 6 feet tall. Make sure the fence isn't like janky, not rusty with like any sharp edges that your dog can get cut on. That's another good thing to look for. Verify their health policies. Make sure they require rabies vaccinations. Another big one is ask about rest times. A lot of dogs, Joey Justice for example, will not stop playing. He will overheat. So a lot of the times you have to regulate your dog's activity. So do they give dogs downtime, rest time? Because it's not only an issue with overheating and overstimulation, but when dogs are overstimulated and get tired but won't keep playing, that's when behavior issues between dogs can happen because the dogs become agitated because they're so tired and fights can break out. Take note of the staff. Just pay attention to them. Are they on their phone or are they paying attention to the dogs? Are they a calm, confident leader by your observation? Or are they like a nervous Nelly? You're gonna really wanna look for strong leaders within that staff. So it's a really sad case that happened to Kylo. Thoughts and prayers go out to the family. That's a horrible way to lose a dog, especially when it's not their time to go. So I just hope this video helped you guys out on what to look for at a doggy daycare. Share this video with others because we really don't want this place reopening here, the Doggone Inn in Manlius, New York. So share it. Let's make sure it stays closed for good this time. All right, guys, peace.